Brad from Team Crimson here, and this is a new video called Crimson Debate. So what this video is going to be doing is we're going to be talking about a particular topic, and then that's just how all of these Crimson Debates will go. We'll have people from the team all around giving their points of view on this topic as well. So today's topic of discussion is Zazan, Rain Elemental Zazan, and does it break premium? So what we're seeing right now, ever since Premium Collection 2019, 2019's Premium Collection changed the metagame for Premium, which you would expect. You would expect that to change the metagame. However, from what we had been seeing from a lot of Premium Collection of 2020, it looked like not a whole lot was going to be shifting. Some of these strides weren't super powerful, anything like that. However, this card, Rain Elemental Zazan, it definitely, significantly changes the meta. But is it in a good or a bad way? Now, in order to go into this topic, we kind of have to do a little bit of a refresher for people. So let me go ahead and read Rain Elemental Zazan, just so that refresher for us and a refresher for the audience as well. So Rain Elemental Zazan is a grade 1, 8K. Its ability is Auto Vanguard Rearguard Circle. When placed, cost Soul Blast 1, call up to 2 units with no continuous act or auto abilities, so vanilla units. Abilities from your hand to Rearguard Circle. If you called to, turn up to 1 face down Storm Element Cyclone from your G zone face up, and then you draw 2 cards. Okay, so there was that, and let me go ahead and read Cyclone 2 just so people can remember, and now you kind of know a little bit about this combo a bit. So Storm Element Cyclone is the grade 4 stride. And its ability is continuous Vanguard Circle and G Zone. During your turn, if this card is face up, all of your units that are vanillas get power plus 5,000. And then the rest of it doesn't really matter right now, but that's not what we're going into. But okay, so that's what they do. So some of what we're going to be addressing here. Is this too free? This card is literally a Soul Blast 1, and it can enable your deck to rush very significantly. So a lot of decks are going to be just throwing in just a lot of vanillas. And then the other thing that we're addressing here is that most decks can't handle a lot of early rush, especially if you're going to be flipping something up. You're going to be plussing all for just a Soul Blast. And then everything's going to be gaining 5K. And then some of the decks that we're also seeing that we know that can significantly abuse this. I mean, a lot of decks actually can abuse this. Let's get that straight. A lot of decks can abuse this. However, some of the ones that can do it more so, just off the top of my head, are OTT, Aquaforce, Neonectar, Gold Paladins, especially. All of those especially can do it for sure, but a lot of other decks can do it as well. And then this also brings up the question of, it makes it very easy to go into strides almost right off the bat that you shouldn't be able to go into right off the bat. GV3 restricted skills, all this type of stuff that are seriously powerful, you're going to be able to go into a lot earlier than what you should be able to. But yeah, so that's basically what Zazan opens up. But I wanted to kind of talk about this topic a little bit. And today, for discussing this topic, we've got me here, but we've also got Zach here as well. And then we also have Dekin. So I'm going to throw it over to you, Zach. What are your thoughts on this? Is it does it break premium, or just what are your thoughts on Zazan altogether?
Pisses me off. Honestly. At first, when it was first revealed and released, I didn't think anything of it because, to be honest, I actually put my premium deck away because the format right now is already kind of bad, even with the ban list. And then this new set drops, and we got all these elementals, which the elemental deck as a whole looked pretty good. But then this card being able to let your opponent, let everybody really, do that rush, that insane rush with units that nobody usually would even touch. It's kind of funny, actually. I do see everybody having, they can easily use it. Every clan can use this as long as they have those vanilla units and all that. But I do see clans that you listed in particular, OTT for sure. I've been hearing a lot of bad about. I'm not a fan. I'm displeased.
Yeah. Okay, Dekin, what are your thoughts?
Kind of along the lines of what Zach was saying. Right off the bat, I immediately jumped to, as I play Royals, oh shit, I can go right into the new strike at 3 cards.
Right.
No. And I was like, oh shit, I can go right off the bat and do a 3-card card.
Yeah.
Like, what is that like? And I don't know. I was thinking this is going to get splashed into every deck, but the more and more I think about it and the more I see, I am terrified for the format as a whole to immediately change from decks playing Spray Elemental every now and again to playing all vanilla units and the Kreia Elemental Superior Ride chain, where you can Superior Ride into Stride while your opponent's on grade 1 and have like a 20k buff because you're just flipping up Cyclones the entire time, and off of like this card you plus for calling cards down, and off the grade 2 you do the same thing, and off the grade 3 you do the exact same thing. So you're swinging possibly while your opponent's on grade 1 for 40 some k plus crits. Just
an opening move that I thought of, even with something like Aquaforce or something. You're able to, if I'm playing Aquaforce or something and I'm going second, not only do I get to, I'll just ride into Zazan right away, right on top of like Officer Cadet Eric or something. You get to draw from the V series type of starter. You get your quick shield. Then you get to do Zazan's skill of Soul Blasting Eric now, and then calling 2 vanilla units from hand onto board, flipping up a Cyclone, and then drawing 2 cards. And then Cyclone's going to give those 2 vanilla units power plus 5k. So that vanilla column's going to be attacking for 28k. And then whatever from your draw. If you call another vanilla unit, that's going to be plus power 2. And that's just right off the bat.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
And the stupid thing is, it's not restricted to because it's superior call. You can call grade 3 vanilla units or even grade 2 vanilla units, and right off the bat have interceptors on the board, because most of the vanilla units grade 2 are 10k intercepts, and for Excel they're 3k base but have base 2 crit. So it's like you're just superior calling these units out. It doesn't matter that they have weak power or anything like that, or no skill. They have massive power now because of you're flipping up your G unit, and then on top of it they have massive shield value. And one of my biggest problems with this is the grade 3 allows you to stride, if I'm not mistaken, it allows you to stride face up Cyclones instead of having to go into your G zone to stride it. You stride it from face up. So right off the bat you get this crazy stupid skill off, and it's so abusable by decks that I don't like it. worse than the going second first stride, you have so much advantage in premium now. Like, I don't know how they're going to fix this. I don't know if their whole plan was.
That's what we're gonna get out to a little bit next. Okay, so the problem with this card is pretty clear. It's right off the bat, you're able to call cards, you're able to flip up, you're able to get GB skills going off. That's not too bad, but you're able to go into your bigger, heavier strides quicker, all that type of stuff, and then you're constantly buffing your units. So we know that, and then being able to draw is pretty significant as well. However, the main problem with this unit is the main problem that it actually does that, or is the main problem that it's too free, that it's just literally just a Soul Blast 1. Zach, what do you think?
I would say it's because it's too free. I would say it's because it's too free. Think about it. You get to call max 2 from hand for no reason. Doesn't matter what grade. And then you get to draw 2 for 1 Soul Blast by flipping up the card that allows those units to gain power as well. That's too much going on for a Soul Blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's because it's too free.
It's too free.
I think a little bit of both. It's too free. It's too easy to access.
Yeah.
Now, if it was Counterblast, then it would be slightly better because you would have to wait until at least your opponent's grade 2 turn. Like, if you're going first, you'd have to wait until your opponent gives you a damage, and there would be ways around it. But it's a Soul Blast, and you get that from riding. And being able to ride this card and activate it, that is the world's freest card. And then on top of it, you're buffing your units and doing everything the deck wants you to do for nothing. I don't know. It's both to me. It's neither. It can't be one without the other, in my opinion.
This is like Bushiroad's version of Pot of Greed to me. And I don't like it. I hope it gets banned like right away.
Yeah, that's the very last little bit that we're gonna say here. So you just brought up Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed is a card that in Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously insanely powerful. It's definitely got some elements of that here. But what do you think about, was this a design error from Bushiroad? Did they not foresee the problems that this could possibly cause? Is the player base maybe just flipping out maybe a little bit too much? Like we said, do you see this card getting banned down the road? And if it does get banned down the road, is it going to be sooner rather than later? Zach?
Well, I don't know. In my opinion, people who like to play premium, they enjoy the format being, it's the busted format. So I'm not entirely sure if they would too much care to have it banned right off the bat. I really don't know. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, in my opinion, premium just seems to be one of those games that it's for those the cancerous players, the ones who enjoy the cancer.
That is truly Zach's opinion, not an opinion here of the channels.
To be honest, think about it. Like most competitive premium decks right now kill you off of first stride. I guarantee those people who are playing premium, who play those clans, enjoy it, not just because of clan or the game or whatever, but because they enjoy pummeling down off of first stride. I feel like it's the Yu-Gi-Oh players of Vanguard. That's just my opinion. Honestly.
Wow. Okay. Dekin. Now that half the player base is pissed off, Dekin, what do you that line of topic that we were just talking about there.
I don't necessarily think it was a design flaw. I think they intended to make there be access to purely vanilla decks and purely Cray Elemental decks that could utilize all sorts of, because this does add a very unique thing to Vanguard of every single player is now able to do the exact same thing, but with their G zone attached to it and their own thing.
You think that it wasn't necessarily a design flaw. They wanted this, but maybe they didn't foresee the consequences that it would cause to the actual format of the game.
Yeah, I definitely think if there was any sort of design flaw or unforeseen outcome, it was how strong this one card is for a deck that already is able to superior ride into their stride while your opponent could be on grade 1. I don't think they connected the dots well enough to see that this card allowing you to call 2, draw 2, and flip a card up first grade 1 ride was as detrimental as it is, in my opinion, at least. Because I totally planned on every deck having some same kind of outcome they can do with different G zones attached to it. So not only do we have those decks, but we also have the like the Ritual decks or the Kagero decks or the Nova Grappler decks or the Royal decks or the Neo decks. Like, it does add some diversity, but this is obviously the better play. I think they intended for you to slap a G zone and vanilla cards into whatever deck with these. But I think they did mess up on how strong it is.
So you say design flaw, right? That's kind of what I'm getting from that whole conversation or side.
It seems so.
Yeah, a little bit. I think for the game overall, I don't think they intended to make the particular card as strong.
Okay. See, I kind of understand that, and I kind of agree, because to clarify with what I was saying, I don't think it was a design flaw. I think they intended for it to be crazy. That's why with the card set and the player base even, I think it's because Premium is meant to be the more aggressive, more just flat out busted format. And so I think they wanted to oblige to how that format is and just say, here's more busted crap. So I don't think it was a design flaw. I think it was intended, just to clarify.
All right. Now, the other thing that this one particular card brings up is a lot of premium players, a lot of players that gravitate more towards premium, I should say, as opposed to standard. Some of their thinking towards why premium is better seems to be that the bigger card pool. You've got a whole lot of diversity that you can do. With your one clan, you're not restricted to the one very particular kind of play style that you kind of are, for the most part, with standard. Because there's a limited card pool there. However, premium, you have the bigger card pool. With this does seem to heavily restrict some of the card pool, I should say, or whatever. Some of the
options you have.
Yes, uniqueness that you can do with premium, but that restricts it quite a bit. Do you see that? Do you see that as restrictive? I guess I should say. Do you see that as restrictive, or do you just see this as maybe it's just a bonus for what you are able to do with this card?
Absolutely restrictive, in my opinion, because as long as your opponent is playing this setup, and as long as this card truly 100%, which from testing from everybody that I know, everybody that I've heard from, sounds like it's pretty busted. I feel like definitely it will be limiting. It will make you be forced to do the exact same thing with your deck because your opponent is doing it as well, or you won't compete. That's just how I think it.
And real quick, Dekin, what are your thoughts?
I slightly disagree with Zach in the competitive standpoint because I do believe that every deck will obviously play this card. It's a matter of how many, just because in most decks it allows GB right off the bat, and that's just a given in most decks. You kind of want to be able to get into that as soon as possible. But I do think it slightly restricts options. Like I was saying earlier with I think they intended for everyone to try to gather towards a one central deck idea with different type G zones. But I also think it does add some sort of uniqueness to some other decks now that maybe there's a really busted deck we don't know of at the moment that is GB restricted that now being able to go off might be really good. And some decks like that might be able to compete like right off the bat again. But I don't know. I think it gives a little bit of restriction, but at the same time allows some different options to be taken.
Okay. All right.
Impact, I guess. I understand that.
Yeah. All right. That is it from us today, guys, at least regarding this topic. So I'd like to first thank Zach and thank Dekin. I messed up for being here and contributing with this Crimson debate. But I'd like to hear from the audience as well. Let us know your thoughts below. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think Zazan does break the meta? Do you think that this does constrict the uniqueness that premium can bring? All of the topics just that we brought up, just let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you guys. But that's it. Look out for some more Crimson debates, and we will see you next time.